Am I the a-hole for letting my chronically late wife miss an event she was looking forward to by not rushing her because I wanted her to face consequences? My wife, 32 female, and I, 31 male, have been together for 5 years. I'm fed up with my wife's chronic lateness to many things. It's really annoying and grates on my nerves. To her, it seems like no big deal because I always manage to rush her by telling her the time of an event 45 minutes earlier. She's never noticed earlier because she's too caught up with herself, constantly taking photos. That's the reason why she's always late. She has a decent following on Instagram and is looking to grow as a content creator. I find it really silly how she turns everything we do into a photo session, and at this point, I've stopped agreeing to take her photos altogether. That's just such a shit partner. Like, hey, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing, but also, like, you should support your partner in what they like and what they want to do. Whether they have an Instagram following or not, taking a photo of somebody is so bare minimum. If you're dating someone and they're just like, oh, can you take some photos of me? Like, I want to look pretty. The least you can do is just, oh, you different angle. Like, it's so fucking easy, bro. We've had several conversations about this. I've told her that it's mentally exhausting for me to always have to stay on top of making sure we both get ready according to plan, but she never really does anything to address it. This time, I wanted her to experience the consequences of her actions. This month alone, we've been embarrassingly late to events 2 times, and this time was the first she realized I hadn't been honest about the timing because I used to give her an ETA 40 minutes earlier. A week ago, I told her I wouldn't be doing that anymore and that I expected her to act like an adult and be more responsible. So is he saying that he didn't give her the heads up a month ago and then now a week ago, he finally told her like, hey, that's not happening anymore? If you're going to do that, you should let them know when you start it. Just like the previous story, it's a communication thing. If this is a problem in your relationship and you have a big issue with it, you should be able to communicate like, hey, I don't like this. This isn't something I want in a relationship. Starting now, I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure that you're on time. So figure it out. But clearly he didn't do that until they were 3 weeks in. It was her birthday this weekend and I got her tickets to an event featuring several performers, including her favorite artist in the first act. This time, as I'd already told her before, I didn't give her the extra 40-minute buffer. I expected her to remember our conversation and store that information in her head to plan accordingly. Instead, she did her whole influencer routine, decorating our room, setting up studio lights, dressing up, and taking photos. The whole time, I knew she was missing out on her favorite artist because she didn't take me seriously. It was so ironic that I didn't feel like reminding her. I'm done with the mental burden of always rushing and planning. We arrived and she realized what had happened. She got upset and started crying, asking how I could do this to her on her birthday. She said it seemed like I was liking the rise I got from her and asked why I couldn't set my ego aside for one day. I told her this was on her. I'd already made it clear I wasn't going to rush anymore and she should have listened the first time and expected me to follow through, unlike her. She said the whole point of the event was to see the performances of those artists who we'd just missed. She was incredibly upset and kept crying off and on during the event. The ride home was awkward. I was in the downstairs restroom when she texted me saying I wasn't welcome in the bedroom that night. I ignored her message and went in while she was changing. She looked like she wanted to kill me. And I simply told her that her saying I'm not welcome was irrelevant because it's my room too. If she's uncomfortable, she could take the couch. She ended up leaving to visit her mom and I'm considering whether I was an a-hole. I think this is another everyone sucks here. Des, I'm with you too. I feel kind of bad because it was her birthday. Up to here, everyone sucks here. This would have been not the a-hole if it wasn't her birthday. On your partner's birthday, the least you could do is go out of your way to make sure that they have a good day. I would have been totally fine with this if it was like a regular event. Like, she deserves to feel the consequences of her actions, but on her birthday, bro, that's not the day to make your statement. And then here, bro, something about this paragraph isn't sitting right with me. It's her birthday. She's upset at you. She asked you not to sleep in the same bed and you ignored her. I'm all for the equality stuff, but like, I do think in this position, OP is in the wrong.